Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but like I said in my previous video, I wanted to take a little break and just have some fun with eco lifestyle. So I've been playing a lot. I think I've been gone for like, I don't know, it's been a month almost actually. So yeah, my first video back is gonna be this speed build of a container home. I've built a few in my free time, but this was the first one that I actually filmed. Yeah, I think it's suitable for my first video back, since eco lifestyle is the reason why I took a little break. So yeah, this house is built in Port Promise on that shipping container lot that a lot of I've seen other people use it quite a bit. So yeah, how you guys been? I know it's been really crazy lately with everything, with the virus and with Black Lives Matter and everything, because Black Lives Matter, if I haven't said it before, Black Lives Matter, and if you don't agree then you can get off my channel, please. We don't want that kind of energy here. That's all I have to say about that. I have talked a little bit about it on my Instagram and shared some resources there, and I will have some resources linked down below too, where you can find lists of where to donate, where to sign petitions, how to be an ally basically. So that will all be in the description box below. Anyway. This is the container home that I'm working on. I've tried to use a lot of eco lifestyle. I didn't limit the amount of packs I could use, so there's probably like a bazillion packs in this build, and I'm sorry about that. But my idea behind this build was to have it... I wanted to have 3 containers, and I wanted you to get around the house using ladders. And I did do some gameplay in this house after I built it. I built it with a specific family in mind that I had created. So you can see me adding the ladders right there. So that's how you're going to be able to get around the house. And when I did some gameplay in this house, I did get into this. I did find some issues with it, unfortunately. Like, for example, I had the barbecue inside. I started fires every single time my sim tried to use it. It was not a good idea, so I would suggest you move that outside like I did once I started to actually do some gameplay in this house. So no, it does not work to have a barbecue inside. Things will burn. But yeah, my other idea with this house was that it was supposed to be like completely off the grid. And it is completely off the grid. I did use that as a lot trait for this build specifically. And my idea was to have it be more like an industrial footprint thing. So that's why I used like the water generators and the electricity generators, because those do have an industrial footprint, but those are not easy to use. Like you have to constantly add fuel to them, and you have to make sure they have enough bits and pieces. And I don't think it's bits and pieces actually. I'm not sure if it's bits and pieces or the compost materials, recyclable materials, but it's either of those. And I know those are kind of easy to find, but the greener options, they just work on their own with the dew collectors and with the solar panels, like and the wind turbines too, especially the ones that you put on the roof, because this is what I discovered. All right, the solar panels that you put on the floor, not the roof ones, the ones you put on the floor on the ground, those get dirty and they get broken all the time. It's kind of annoying, but if you use the solar panels that are up on the roof, they do not have to be cleaned and they do not break. And it's the same with the wind turbines. The ones you place on the ground, they break and they need to get repaired quite often. If you use the ones that you put on the roof, you don't have to repair them at all. So yeah, and the dew collector is pretty easy to upgrade so that it's unbreakable. It's like you need quite a low level of handiness, whereas with the solar panels and the wind turbines you have to have quite a high handiness skill in order to make them unbreakable and stuff like that. So that's my little pro tip for you there. Use the ones that are supposed to be on the roofs. Those are very manageable, very, very easy, and if you use quite a bit of them, then they produce quite a bit of electricity. So that's why I prefer to use those. So once I started to do some gameplay with this house, then I started to use the more greener electricity generated things instead, like the dew collectors and stuff. I replaced all of the industrial ones that I will later put in this build. And you see that little couch in the corner there where I'm placing this green wall that I've deleted. I replaced that with a desk. I'm not sure if I do that in this Speedbuild or if I did it in my gameplay, but my sim needed a computer. So I did switch out that for a desk instead. And my plan was actually to just have this little container that I'm working on now. That was supposed to be just kitchen and dining, but then I kind of forgot myself, and I also put a living room there. So this build actually has 2 living rooms, one downstairs and one upstairs, but the one upstairs has like, it's more of a reading nook area, I would say. It's more that kind of living room because it doesn't have a TV. The living room downstairs has a TV. It has the Sims 1 TV that I unlocked with the show hidden objects sheet. So yeah, the upstairs one has a stove and it has a lot of bookcases, and I also did put the generators up there, which I later deleted once I started playing with this lot because they were annoying me. And it was they're not that like simple and easy to use. Not for me anyway. Not like when you get started. Like, it's hard to find all the bits and pieces that you need, especially since you need to refill the generators like 2, 3, 4 times a day because they run out of the fuel pretty quickly. And I suppose it's the same for when you upgrade your stoves and stuff with the fuel cell upgrade, I think it is, and you have to add fuel to them a few times. It's annoying to me, and I really don't use that feature much. So, I mean, I know this pack is about like being green and eco-friendly and everything, but I've seen Plumbella do a few videos on it where she wanted to give the town a more industrial footprint. And that was hard to do, and I agree with that. Like, it's not easy to go the industrial route. I wish that was easier, because I want to have the option at least to do it. And right now it feels like we don't get that option. Like, the game is like a little bit rigged into making the world greener, which kind of sucks a little bit. But I've still enjoyed this game a lot. Like, this expansion pack quite a lot. I have played it for so many hours. Like, when I first got the game, I was like, that whole weekend I just sat in front of my computer and played like at least 14 hours a day for 3 days in a row. It was crazy. So yeah, I do really love this expansion pack. I just wish that it was easier to get that industrial footprint and use those industrial items, because it's not at the moment. It's way easier to just go for the green footprint instead, which sucks a little bit. Yeah. So we're about halfway through the video now, actually. Wow, I babbled quite a bit about that. Sorry. Anyway, you can see me adding some plants here. I do own a lot of plants in real life, so every time I build in The Sims, I tend to overuse the plants. My friend and I usually say this about me: when in doubt, place down a plant. So every time I see a spot that I feel like is missing something, I'm like, a plant. You can see me adding the barbecue here soon. Yeah, and that one that was a really bad choice on my part. Everything, it just started burning everything in its way as soon as I started using it. So you can see me starting to work on the little upstairs living room here. And I do really like how this shipping container build turned out. I'm using a lot of like tiny living and things like that, because tiny living and eco lifestyle works so great together. I think Deligracy said that in her most recent video too, one of her most recent videos. And I do agree with that. Like, the styles are kind of similar and the vibe is just the same. So I do tend to use a lot of tiny living when I'm doing an eco lifestyle build. That's what I've noticed, at least when I've been playing. I also should mention that starting next week, all the videos I'm going to be uploading will be pre-filmed. I've pre-filmed like crazy this past week. My goal is to, because I will be going on a little vacation actually. Please don't come for me. I'm only going to Denmark, which is a 6-hour car ride from here, from where I live. Because my parents do own a house there, so we will be pretty isolated. This will not be a vacation where we stay in a hotel, and we won't be spreading our germs that much. We will be kind of isolated, I promise. We are very careful, and my mom is, I mean, a lot of us in my family are high risk. Like, my mom has high blood pressure, my dad has had heart surgery, and I am obese. If you didn't know, surprise, surprise, since you haven't actually seen my face, but I have a BMI over 30 or something. I think it was over 40 last time I checked, maybe. So it's kind of bad. So I am also high risk, so we will be very careful once we're on this vacation, but just so you know, that's where I'll be, and that's why I've been pre-filming quite a bit, because I want to start to upload quite regularly again. I want to try at least. So I've been pre-filming a lot, so every video that you're gonna see from me in the next 3 weeks will be pre-filmed. I still have a few left to pre-film, but I think I'm gonna have enough for almost 3 weeks. And I won't be uploading every day, of course. That's completely unrealistic for me. It just doesn't work with my life. So, but I will have a video. I will be putting up this video now. I think it's Friday when I'm doing this voiceover, and I plan on putting this up later tonight. So hopefully it's Friday when you see this one. And after that, I'm gonna hopefully be able to upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I think that's gonna be my schedule from now on. I really hope I can succeed with that. I know I have enough pre-filmed videos to make that happen. Or I will have once I do my last little bit of pre-filming this weekend. So just so you know, that's how it's gonna be. I hope you guys will be able to enjoy your summer too, and please don't stay in hotels. Please stay safe. Please don't travel, as I say, I've just talked about how I'm supposed to be traveling. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit hypocritical, but I'm being careful. I'm being responsible about it, and I urge you to do the same, because as it looks right now, this virus isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So just please be mindful of that. Wear masks, wash your hands, everything like that. Don't let this summer ruin the rest of the year for us, please. So anyway, you can see me starting to work on the outside here. I think this fence was actually a hidden object, because I didn't see it at first, but once I put in the show hidden objects cheat, I did find it. It is from Get Famous, but it did work really well with this build actually. And I had placed some greener appliances things there, but then you can see me adding these industrial ones instead, that I've actually later replaced once I actually did some gameplay with this house. So I'm finishing up the outside right now, and my idea was that this would be like a little bit of a party house, I guess you would say. So I'm adding like a keg and a fire pit, I think. Let's see, is that the one I'm looking for now? Yeah, it is. So there's the little fire pit. So I was thinking this could be like a hangout spot, chill out spot with like a keg and a little fire pit just to have some fun. Then I'm adding some water balloons later as well. I thought that was a little bit of a nice touch. I didn't use it that much in my gameplay because my Sims always seems to be introverts, just like me. They barely have any friends or anything. I'm always so focused on like them getting a career start and everything. Yeah, that's just how I like to play my game. But we're going into the screenshots here, and I hope you guys liked this video. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!